Yeah. And risk taker, vibe maker. Open app, I ain't praying. I just laugh at the line they laying. All the models, numbers, charts. I just feel it in my heart, then I spray it. Big hit, that's a Hail Mary pick. They shook, I'm just calm with the click. Talk stats, they quote when they sermon. I'm scrolling for that Raw Street German. Dirty Dumb trying to slide in the squad. Bad karma, that boy too odd. Seen too many red cards, late bands. I don't let that touch my hands, but Wilson, man, that boy my cousin. Rain on his boots, let's start buzzing. Folding in the half space, ice cold face, 2 taps, whole rank start jumping. Yeah. I'm the king of the green area. Climbing up the ranks, off vibes, not hero. Check graphs, I just trust my marrow. Every risky pick, turn to gold, play the pharaoh. I'm the king of the green arrow. Hit that cap, whole league, go narrow. Chase trends, I'm ahead like tarot. D-Unit crown on the app, that's factual. Group chat blowing, they panic. Crown on the blank, that's tragic. They blame some spreadsheet spirit. I blame that fear they inherit. I bench you swear as a lock. I start the kid fresh off the block. While Wilson, they type in caps. Next day, they watch the brace on a recap. Why folding, you ask too much. Light on his feet, got the velvet touch. Ghost in the box, appeared and vanished. That's real magic, they can't brandish. D-Unit don't run from the smoke. I roll dice where your algo choke. You see risk, I see throne room doors. One right call, I'm 10 floors above yours. I'm the king of the green era. Climbing up the ranks, all fives, not hero. Check grabs, I just trust my marrow. Every risky pick, turn to gold, play the pharaoh. I'm the king of the green era. Hit the cap, whole league, go narrow. You chase trends, I'm ahead like terror. D-Unit crown on the app, that's factual.
Hello and welcome to the late mail. Almost did the old mute button, whatever you want to call it there, but that's we're live. Gameweek 24 late mail. Here we go. Hopefully you enjoyed that little bit of intro music. Luke was working on that and thought, you know, he put in all my favorite bits. Foden going mega, Wilson doing the business, and my cousin apparently, and also Dirty Dom. If you need to go back and rewatch that, Dirty Dom is also in there. So shout out to Luke for doing that. Fantastic stuff. And yeah, let's be fair. We've got a big show ahead. Footium starts in exactly 59 minutes, and I tell you what, the heating competition for the number one place is really heating up, and I've got a couple of information in terms of a couple of things that Footium actually put to me to tell you guys today later in the stream when we get to that. But with that being said, ladies and gents, big show ahead. Let's get straight into it. So this is how the team went, obviously, in Game Week 23. It does look, you know, half decent. Obviously, I got 49 points. I wasn't the biggest of green arrows in the world. Alas, I did not captain Wilson, which was obviously the biggest part of this whole conundrum. I mean, if I'd captain Wilson, I would have been for a real good green arrow. But alas, sometimes you got to just sit there and roll with it and hope for the best. And obviously, Tarkowski was the captain. He got the floor of 4 points. Unfortunately, he didn't get any more than that. Bruno Fernandes straight in against Arsenal. He delivered the business. And to be honest, if you don't own Bruno Fernandes, don't worry about Chelsea assets this week. You just want to go and buy yourself a Man United one with a little bit of luck. And what the hell is going on? There was no buffering before. And it's like, I've just sit here, started, and all of a sudden I can see a little bit of, hopefully it carries on. Anyways, O'Reilly obviously benched his points, but Jared Bowen, Wilson, they are the stars of the show. Outside of that, the points are really in defence this season, and I feel like this week, I really want to play a back five, but the more I think about it, the more I don't want to do it. So hopefully with a little bit of luck, we can stick to faith and go with a back five this weekend. I'm just hoping that it's possible. I don't know if it is, but we're certainly going to give it our best shot anyway, and yeah, let's hope for the best. So the flop and star of the week, obviously Tarkowski. I mean, it's pretty harsh, right? He got 4 points, which is a lot more than what a lot of other people got from other players this week. But Tarkowski's 4 points really did hurt me. Wilson with 10 just was so much better. And when someone's so much better than who you captained, and you started the week captaining them and then changed to the bloke that got 4 points, unfortunately, hate to say it, Tark, that's just not good enough. We're not here for the 4 points. We're here for the 10 of Harry bloody Wilson. So if you can't deliver the goods, piss off and get injured so that way I can get the 10 Wilson points and O'Reilly's points off the bench next time. So yeah, no, not good enough. Jared Bowen though, I've been saying for weeks, people have been doubting the Bowen pick. There's quite a few people that do follow me that have got Jared Bowen as well going. If he's got one last week, whatever. Don't even worry about transferring him out. This dude's going to return. I wouldn't even be surprised if he goes big against Chelsea this weekend because it's Chelsea. Have you seen Chelsea the last couple of games? Oh, it's mad. It's absolutely mad. I don't understand why people are so hot on Chelsea assets. I watched them against Palace against 10 men. And they weren't very good. They weren't very good. So Jared Bowen, I'm actually scared benching him this week. I feel like he could return and Chalobah and Sanchez might combine for less points than what Jared Bowen gets. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible and I'm concerned. But yeah, he was easy to start this week. I mean, 12 points. Almost beat everyone else in the game, didn't he? Except for Dirty Dom, who got 13. That was a bit rude of him, wasn't it? All right, so the fixture difficulty rating then for game weeks 24 to 29. Look, Chelsea is still top. I'm just not convinced by him. There's a lot of teams I'm non-convinced by, right? Like Crystal Palace, according to this as well, should be at the top of the fixture difficulty rating too. But they've been relatively poor. Like they just haven't been getting the biscuits done. And Nottingham Forest away. I mean, like I hopped on Shane's stream before and we looked at the fixtures and he's pretty confident on Nottingham Forest getting the win. Now, I don't share the same love for Nottingham Forest as he obviously does. Maybe I was burnt by double defence at the start of the year. There's a strong chance I was. Either way, I just feel like Crystal Palace are just a much better team than what they've been showing. Now, Mateta's not playing, which might actually aid him because he's been rubbish. So maybe they'll put someone up front that can actually score goals. Maybe Johnson plays up top and all of a sudden that makes him more lethal. I don't know. Either way, Mateta just needs to go and they just need to get on with it. But yeah, Aston Villa and Man United, very good fixtures. Along with Arsenal, there's nothing really in sight that concerns me. Everton, Man City, Bournemouth. I mean, Bournemouth are interesting, right? Lots of people saying, you need Bournemouth for like Wolves away, West Ham away, Everton away. They're all away games. All the home games, Aston Villa at home, Sunderland at home, Brentford at home. If the games are reversed and those games are at home, the ones that are away, I'd be more tempted by Bournemouth assets. Because they're all away, I've really got no interest in them at all. And I'm not going to be bringing any of them into my team. And then Liverpool, I hate to say it, Liverpool fans, like the fixtures still look really good, but you guys have butchered all your good fixtures so far. I've got no confidence at all that you guys can continue doing the business. So, yeah, and outside of that, I mean, Fulham, unlucky. They have moved up. So, Colm, if you're watching, they're up from second last. They're up to fourth last. They still don't fill me with much confidence, but they'll be higher up next week. Once they get past Man United, they'll be higher up next week because Man United, I think, are the form team of the comp. And to be honest, I was very tempted to turn them a dark red fixture, but we're not going to be too deluded this week. We're going to wait to see the smashing of Fulham before we get a bit too giddy. All right, so hot off the press for game week 24. Now, Zucker, and very bad news, I was really weird. I read this press conference after I'd done my transfer tips and team selection video. He's going to be out for another 3 weeks, so he is a sell. I was like, I don't know why people sell and wait for the press conference. Well, sell him. Just get rid of him. Tabi, apparently he's not ready. He's a new signing, and Traore is going to be out. Cole Palmer is absolutely fine in terms of Chelsea. I mean, I don't like Liam Rossignol or whatever. I don't know what to make of Chelsea. Like, at least with Maresca, you kind of knew that Chalobah was always going to play. And like some of the other players, were a bit all over the place. But in terms of Liam Rossignol, I've got no idea. I'd be making it up. If I wanted to sit there and tell you one person's going to play, someone's not going to, I just don't think I've got any faith in that man. Like, he after his press conference in the Champions League, he basically said that Cole Palmer couldn't play 90 minutes. Now he can play 90 minutes. He wants him to play 90 minutes. Make up your bloody mind. I mean, it's just a bit of a what the F kind of a moment. Also, he then talked about Lavia and Enzo and Palmer. When they're at the top level, they're all really top players. What do you mean? I mean, Lavia's not been fit for God knows how long. I mean, any Chelsea fans in the chat, tell me how long Lavia's not been available for, because it's been a long time. Anyways, there's no returns coming there, and it is what it is. On to West Ham, always knocks in situations to assess. Typical Nuno quote, that one. He gave no injury news whatsoever, other than the fact that we think Fabianski's still out. Paqueta's gone. He's just going to be signing. He's not going to play for West Ham again. So that's very good news if you're in Jared Bowen, because he's now, all of a sudden, going to be on penalties. Traore is also available. So, hey, ironically, people saying, Oscar Bob's going to impact on Wilson's minutes. They sold Traore. They're replacing Traore with Oscar Bob, which seems like a pretty good transfer, to be fair. I don't think Wilson's minutes are in danger at all. Now, I saw lots of people in the WhatsApp chat today talking about, Wilson going to Aston Villa. I also don't see that happening either. I think he's just going to be at Fulham. I mean, if he goes to Aston Villa, he's 100% keep because he's going to be even better if he goes there. On to Burnley. Fleming and Worrell, they're back available. Ward-Prowse needs fitness. Now, I can't believe he's actually left West Ham, but he has. There's no fresh concerns outside of that. On to Leeds, Goodmanson and James, they are a chance. James is actually back in training. That's not overly good for Aaronson's minutes, I wouldn't have thought. Mcheka and Joel, they're going to miss though. On to Liverpool, Canade's back from his personal leave. So, I mean, he's better than Virgil van Dijk in terms of defending, so you would think that's a bit of an upgrade. Frimpong's out for weeks. Gomez is out too, so God knows who's playing at right back. It's going to be a toss-up between Endo if he can stay fit, or your mate, Dirty 2-Point Dom, because if he's back playing at right back, he's probably back to 2 points because he won't be getting forward. I mean, in reality, all his points come from set pieces anyway, so maybe he's still going to be on the set pieces. Maybe he's not a hold. What do you want about? Just sell him. Jones, he's back after illness as well, and literally there was no one else. There's no returns from injury. Apparently, Isaac's still on a walker, so God knows how long he's going to be. On to Brighton, Igor Giglio's back from loan from West Ham, which was an absolute disaster. I mean, he literally cost Liverpool signing Gahey because he refused to go to Crystal Palace at the beginning of the season, instead went to West Ham, got no game time, and now he's back at Brighton. That was just a calamity all round, whichever way you want to look at it, particularly for Liverpool, because they probably missed out on Gahey because that idiot decided to do that. On to Gruder and Belieber, they're both available. Gomez is apparently a training doubt. Apparently it's not that bad, though, so it's a bit of a minor issue. On to Crystal Palace. The big news here, Mateta will not be with the squad for Forest. His head's not in the right space. Q, they don't want to risk him getting injured so they can sell him. Q, he's a horrible asset anyway because he can't hit a barn door. He's as good as bloody Rahi's team and Footium in terms of scoring goals. Like, he's just pathetic. So just get rid of him. There's no need to be holding on to him for any longer. Just show him the door. I mean, who's got him anyway? At this point, it's pretty redundant. On to Wolves, Jorgen Strand-Larsen trained and is available. Bellegarde and Gomez are still out. On to Bournemouth now. This is an interesting one. Now, Ryan is apparently available, good to go now. Apparently, Even Ilson's having to be a translator because obviously the bloke's Brazilian and he's 19 and he probably knows no English. But outside of that, I wouldn't be buying him yet. Brooks, apparently he's going to be next back in for Gameweek 25 potentially. As for the rest, it's all status quo. No Tavernier. If you've got him, unlucky. You're missing out on the Wolves fixture. I mean, that's a bit of luck for Gary there, isn't it? Gary View in the bin. And then they talked about getting more signings. So again, something else to consider. Maybe they're going to sign more people. They've obviously bought a goalkeeper as well because Petrovic has been absolutely horrendous. So hopefully that fixes that position up for them as well. On to Aston Villa. Barkley's back. Watkins has had a scan. Now, this was a really weird quote. Emery just comes up with a couple of doozies occasionally. So Watkins had a scan and apparently he was tired. I mean, what do you mean? You can't have a scan and be tired. Like, you've either done a hammy or you haven't. It's probably just a low-grade hammy. He's probably going to be like Bruno Fernandes, miss a couple of game weeks and be back after that. Garcia, Tielemans, McGinn and Kamara all out. That's not overly good for Aston Villa, I wouldn't have thought. Maybe that opens the door to play Thiago for Brentford this week. I don't know. On to Fulham. Tede is trained fully and he will be in contention to start and probably be in the squad, I would say 100%. Unfortunately, Chuck Wazzy's mum has passed away, so they're going to make a call on him later in prior to Sunday about whether he's going to be involved or not. Bob has signed from City to sit on the bench behind Harry Wilson, and Lukic and Muniz is still out. On to Spurs, Van der Ven is touch and go for City. All the blokes that are injured, there's too many to list because Spurs are just an injury ward at this moment in time. They're still all out injured. But all the ones that couldn't play in Europe are available because they can play in the Premier League, but they can't play in Europe. Q, Tell, Gallagher, and all those blokes that, they can play this week against City. On to Nottingham Forest, Savannah has joined old mate Woody the Woodpecker and John on the injury list. There's no other issues there for Nottingham Forest. On to Manchester United. This is the big news because a lot of idiots bought in Dorgu before the end of the game, and this is why you don't buy a player prior to the game actually finishing, so you can see that they're not injured. And there was no reason to buy him before the end of the game. Unfortunately, it's a little bit more serious. Carrick was very uncommittal, but there's reports going around it's about a 10-week time frame. He just said he's going to be out for a period of time. De Ligt's not in training, and unfortunately, as much as a pain me reading this quote, Xerxes is back in training after a small issue and could be good to go. That's what I think about Joshua Xerxes, man. I don't sell him to Italy. Get rid of him, so I don't have to watch him. I can put up with Dalot Ball. I can't put up with Dalot Ball and Xerxes Ball. On to Arsenal. Praise for Calafiori and Havertz, who obviously returned midweek in the Champions League. Timber and Saliba are fine. They just had a good chance to rest him, which made a lot of sense because the game was literally a dead rubber in the Champions League. There's no other issues. Dowman is the only bloke at Arsenal at the moment that's injured. I think that he's got some sort of an issue. Man City. Pep is absent for personal reasons. Doku apparently could be about 3 weeks, according to Linders. I think that's what his name is. It gave the presser. I don't know. Ruben's going to be back on Monday. That should be good for City defensively anyway. Rodri, Semenyo, Gahey, they're all available. Obviously, Rodri was suspended midweek, and Semenyo and Gahey aren't yet able to play in the Champions League until the round of 16. And then they talked about Haaland's form. Now, if there's ever a team you want to play to get into some form, it's probably Spurs. So, I mean, I understand people probably want to captain him this week. I'm still not sold. I know he scored midweek. I saw the goal. I'm just not convinced. On to Newcastle. Bruno G is to train and fitness will be decided today. Murphy's the same. Now, they travelled, but essentially they travelled to support the team more than... I know they were on the bench and they were named on the bench, but they were never coming on, and that's pretty much what Eddie Howe said. So, will they start this week? I mean, the Carabao Cup's probably more important to Newcastle, trying to overturn that 2-0 lead, 2-0 deficit, rather than Liverpool. I don't know. Either way, I think Bruno G's a sell anyway. Jollington, Kraft, Livramento and Shah, they're all still out. On to Everton. Unfortunately, the bad news here, and I think this kind of puts a line through Ndiaye in any Everton attacking assets. Grealish is going to miss the rest of the season. He needs surgery on that foot. That's not very good at all. Keane's back, so there's going to be a selection squeeze. He talked about O'Brien moving to right back. He wasn't very complimentary of Patterson, who's been filling in at right back. So God knows what they're going to do there, but the 6 players don't go into 4. So 2 of them are going to miss out. I would hazard a guess and say Keane's going to miss out since he's missed the last 3 weeks. And I'd say Patterson's probably going to miss out. And I'd say we're probably going to have Braithwaite, Tarkowski, O'Brien, and Mikalenko playing in the back 4. That's my gut feel anyway. Irabongomum and Alcaraz, they've got a few issues, but hopefully they'll be all right. On to Brentford. Andrews lost sleep on Sunday night over Aja and Damsgaard in terms of like their issues. They remain doubts, but they're not far off, so they should be all right as well. And yeah, I mean, that's all you really need to know. That's all the press conference updates from all the 20 teams, so hopefully there's a bit of information there that's helpful for you guys. All right, on to the Game Week 24 essentials. Bruno Fernandes, Mbumo and Chalobah. The 3 essentials this week. I mean, I bought Mbumo because I just think he's essential this week. I think Bruno Fernandes is essential as well, and Chalobah's just been great. So there's no reason not to get excited about it. And I think that they're both going to be... Well, I think they're all going to be really good assets over the next 5 weeks. And a lot of people thinking about buying Chelsea assets, right? I get the people wanting to buy Chelsea assets because, like, you know, the next 4 fixtures do look really good. But Rossini has offered no confidence at all that they're going to get played. Like, I would not be surprised if João Pedro gets benched against West Ham. Like, at all. I wouldn't even be bloody surprised if Enzo got benched. Because you just don't know. I mean, if he benched Chalobah in what was probably a must-win game to make sure they didn't have to play another 2 games against Napoli away, I've got no faith that he's going to play anyone. I think it's just literally going to be a roll of the dice and you just hope for the best. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, let's put it that way, but I don't know. That's just my gut feel. The essentials this week, 2 Man United players. It's got to be the Man United players, man. The form team of the comp, there's a reason why they're good. On to the treats. Mukiele's definitely a treat this week. If you haven't already got him, this is the week you want him for, right? Like Burnley at home, screams points. He's every chance of getting an attacking return as well as getting the defensive returns as well. He's really great. Now, if you're really after a treat, you could go triple United attack, which I've definitely contemplated this week, and go Mbumo, Bruno Fernandes and Cunha. I feel like Cunha's a real treat. The form he's been in the last 2 weeks off the bench, he's got a 15-point around the corner for him. I'm pretty confident about it. And Semenyo, again, if you've got the free transfer, you've got the luxury, you know, of all the City players this week, it has to be Semenyo yet again. The dude's probably going to play 90 minutes again, so why not get excited about it and invest in him? And onto the traps. Haaland captain is a trap. Now, I know people will be tempted into it because it's Spurs, right? And Spurs have got a good habit of playing teams into form this year because they've been woeful under Frank. But City's form is just not that good. I feel like if you're going to captain a City player this week, it has to be Semenyo. Like, Semenyo just looks like such a better asset on paper. I just don't rate Haaland captain. Again, I didn't rate it last week. I haven't rated it for like 4 weeks in a row now. I'm not rating it again. I know Spurs are woeful. I know my thoughts on Spurs, etc., etc. I still think that him as a captain this week, yeah, I just think it's a trap. João Pedro, again, 100% a trap. If you can sit there, like, João Pedro costs 7.2 million, right? So some people are selling Thiago to João Pedro, probably for him to get benched this game week. I don't get it, right? Like, João Pedro, for me, is the ultimate troll. All we have to do is look back last year, right? Brighton had that amazing run of fixtures. I remember. I had João Pedro for it. I played him in the week where he got 12 points, and then against all the easy teams, he barely had a shot. He was playing more at left back than playing as in the forward line, and this is the problem. And I know he's in form at the moment. I know he's scored like 3 goals in back-to-back games, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. I'm not convinced he does the business. I'm really not convinced he does the business. So for that reason, I think that he's just an avoid. And then Anderson. I hate to say it, Colm. A lot of people own Anderson still and might be tempted to play him for the defensive contributions this week. I'm telling you, Man United are smacking Fulham. Smacking them. Anderson's not a good player to play this week, I reckon, at all. But yeah, I know. Man City are in poor form, 100%. I'm just reading through the comments now. But I just think that, for me, that's just what I've got him at this week, right? Like, I just think that it makes, in my head, it makes a lot of sense. It maybe in other people's heads, it doesn't make as much sense. All right, game week 24, Chelsea versus Man United assets. Now, this is the interesting one, right? Like, everyone's looking at Chelsea fixtures. 24 to 27 look amazing. They could potentially double in game week 26 as well. Yeah, I'm just not sure. Like, when I look at Man United's fixtures, right, Fulham at home, Tottenham at home, West Ham away, Everton away. Like, for me, there is... For some people, they might not be as comparable. For me, there is comparable as the Chelsea fixtures. Like, they just look so much better on paper. I mean, I don't know what it is, man. I really don't know what it is. But yeah, I think Man United are a better team to invest in. You don't have Europe. You don't have the Carabao Cup. You don't have the FA Cup. You literally have the league. Like, these players are playing 1 game a week. They are literally preparing for this game the entire week. I said that, and I saw today, right? So Bruno Fernandes and Mbeumo have been bought in by 1.3 million managers combined this week. Enzo Fernandez and JP are over 1 million. Like, I can't believe that the discrepancy is that small, when in reality, it should be so much more. Like, I just don't think that Chelsea are going to get the business done. Like, legit, just don't think that they're going to get it done at all. But yeah, I don't know. I just remember Chelsea last year, right? Cole Palmer for that amazing run of fixtures. Missed a penalty in the most easy fixture and blanked in every single one of them. Nicholas Jackson, the least said about him, the better. I mean, I think Nicholas Jackson's a better forward than João Pedro. So if I witnessed the Jackson nonsense last year, there's every reason to think that João Pedro is going to do the exact same thing this year. I hope you're doing well. Thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate all the help and all. Mate, my pleasure. I try and respond to every message on a video, and if I haven't, it's because I just haven't got there yet. In terms of the best 1 week punts this week, I think I'm on. Like, I've been pretty on the 1 week punts of late. I think Brobby's a really good shout against that Burnley defence, particularly at home, particularly considering they're not very good off set pieces. Brobby has high upside of returning. And then it's Ahmad and Cunha, both under 10%. I mean, Ahmad's only 1.4% ownership, and Cunha's like 7.7%. These guys are going to pop. Like, they're literally going to just destroy this week, I reckon. They're just going to be such great value. I struggle to see a world where they're both not very good. And look, lots of people have gone really off Crystal Palace, and I understand that. But Nottingham Forest, for the 2nd week in a row, played midweek. Crystal Palace have actually had a midweek off yet again for the 2nd week in a row. Yes, they haven't got Mateta. That might not be a bad thing. There'll be someone else up there trying to tap in the Munoz crosses. And for me, that just screams more potential chance. I think Munoz does well this week. He's playing against Nico Williams. I reckon he has a field day out there. So I'm backing him in as the 1 week punt on the defenders this week. I think Munoz is actually going to be pretty damn good value. And look, no one's talking about him. Like, everyone's gone off Crystal Palace. I think the conversation is going to turn again after this week because I just don't rate Nottingham Forest at all. But yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So the Game Week 24 captains, these are the top 8. Now, last week in the top 8, we featured Jared Bowen, we featured Harry Wilson, we featured Tarkowski, and guess what? They all returned. We also featured, we didn't feature Bruno. We should have featured Bruno last week because he was really good last week, and again, he should be really good this week as well. Ironically, that one bad week for Gabriel and Haaland, Haaland's now dropped from 7.5 points per game down to 7.2. Gabriel's gone from 7.5 down to 7.1. And they both scored 1 point last week. It's because Gabriel's played less games due to that injury earlier in the year. To be honest, I actually think you could pick a Man United player this week and be perfectly fine with captaincy. I think all three of them that have featured this week are probably the top 3 captains for me. I've got them in the order of Bruno and Mbumo and then Cunha. Outside of that, I think that Semenyo's probably the next best captain. After that, I've then got Gabriel, then I've got Enzo, then I've got Rice, then I've got Haaland. I really don't think Haaland's going to do anything this weekend. Now, I could be completely wrong. That's my gut feel. Other players, if you're ridiculous and you could consider Palmer, if you think he actually plays 90 minutes or if you think he plays 10. Rodgers, Rodgers should be really good for Aston Villa. And then if you really want to take a punt on that Newcastle team, like Newcastle are horrible after they've played in Europe and they've been conceding goals left, right and centre. So Verts, Ekitike and Salah have got to be in the conversation as well, I suppose. And then Mukiele, as the one Sunderland player, you'd think that Mukiele would actually be a pretty half-decent chance as well. Hwang. Hwang is not an option. Actually, you know what? Hwang probably is. He's on penalties. He's playing Bournemouth. Bournemouth are crap. They're not as crap as Wolves, but they're not far off. And it is a home game for Wolves, right? It's a home game for Wolves. So again, it could definitely... It could pay off. I could see it. Anyways, on to a wildcard draft for this week. Now, I've used all my squad value. Most people will not be able to afford this. This draft comes in at 107.7 million team value with 0.3 in the bank. Like, that's based off my squad value. I could actually get this draft. If I wildcarded now, this is where I would go. I would go triple United attack. I know, ludicrous. D-Unit's lost the plot. Man United are going to fall in a heap this week. Wilson's probably going to score a hat-trick and the world's going to come crashing down. But until it comes crashing down, I'm all in on Man United. I think they're going to be great as well. So, look, I think they could be really good. Chalobah, I feel like Chalobah's like Tarkowski. I think there's a floor of 4 points, but I'm not sure he gets more than that. I honestly believe that Jared Bowen might score last on my bench. Like, we'll get to my team later on, but I really believe that could happen. I just think it's easy. The 3 best forwards in the game by some distance are Haaland, Thiago and Bowen. Like, there's no need to overthink it. There's no need to invest in any other forward. Those guys are going to play, well, almost. Haaland might be the one that actually doesn't have the same minutes as the rest. But Thiago and Bowen are going to play every single game, every single week, every 90 minutes. And they're both on penalties. So why not go there? And yeah, obviously, triple United attack. The fixtures for the next 5-6 weeks are really... Man United have already played Arsenal twice. They've already played Man City twice. So, like, there is a world where they just go on a run, right? Like 1 game a week. 15 games left. Why can't Carrick go on and win the league for us? Why can't they do it? What is with all these Wang questions? I don't mind it. Wang, if you want to go there, Wang it in. Yeah, I think that's what I'd do. Mukiele's obviously a cheap enabler in there. In fact, he's the cheapest in the team by a country mile. And look, you don't need your Palmers. You don't need your Enzos. You don't need the Chelsea headaches. You definitely don't need the Rossinia headaches. And you just pick players who are going to play. That's what this draft's all about. So, yeah, that's where I would go if I was wildcarding in Game Week 24. Let me know, because I'm going to start answering some of your questions now in the chat. So if you've got any questions now, we're going to pause halfway through. We're going to answer some chat questions and get on that. Pedro is a trap. 1 minute's risk, 100%. Front 3, Neto, Delap, Garnacho, Palmer in the 10. Yeah, I could definitely see that happening for sure. I think Martinelli will get the game starting spoil for Trossard now. Yeah, maybe. Very kind of you. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much again for that super chat. Much appreciated. Should I sell Watkins or Bruno G? I'd sell them both. Take a -4, even if you have to do it. Sorry, D-Unit. Enzo Fernandez with Chelsea this season, 34 matches. I know. He's actually been pretty good, Luke. I'm not going to lie. I was looking, when I was putting together the captaincy before, I was like, he's actually got a lot of returns, right? Actually got a lot of returns. I feel like a lot of them have been penalties, though. I feel like Chelsea have been given a lot of penalties this year. I don't think that's sustainable. And if Palmer's playing, he's going to lose all those points. Hayden for 2 weeks, helped out a lot. Not expecting much this week. Yep. Semenyo captain for me. Nice. Wolves away isn't as easy. Exactly. It's definitely not easy. Leeds not an easy fixture anymore either. I would agree. Yes, please hit the like and sub buttons. João Pedro. Watkins to Wang. Munoz in the bin, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. Captain Chalobah, I don't mind it. 1-1 Punk is Wang. Mid-block. Knowing how unpredictable you are, we'll probably play poor versus Fulham. It's always, I know. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we played poor, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we came out and absolutely smacked them. Like, if Man United smack them this week, 100%, we're on. We're on for like, we're just on. We're going to be on to win the league, I reckon. If we come out and smash Fulham this week, we're just going to smoke them. I'm pretty convinced we're going to smoke them anyway. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion on that. All right, on to the differential gurus and how the pubcast are going. I was robbed. Like, people know my thoughts on DC. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy counting the DC. I feel like they make it up as they go along. It never seems to be correct from what I can work out. And I just don't like it. And I feel like I was robbed this week. Like, Marmoush at 10 points was a really good shout. The fact Romero as a defender can concede 2 goals to the worst team in the league and somehow get 11 points is criminal. Absolutely criminal. That would never have happened last year. He would have been stuck on 7 points, which is exactly all he deserved. He didn't deserve 2 bonus points. Spurs were crap. He also didn't deserve to get the 2 DC after the game fix. I'm sick of the DC getting added up wrong. If you can't add up something in the game, just don't have it in the game. Like, I feel sorry for anyone that has, like Mukiele, prime example this week, right? Like, Mukiele could end up on 9 DC at the end of Monday night's game. But because they end the game week an hour or 2 after that game, if they revise it and he gets the extra DC after Monday night's finished and it's Tuesday, you're not going to get the points. I just think if it's something like that, you just can't have something like that in the game. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know. For me, it's just not... I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like it. Don't like the DC. Just get rid of it, man. Get rid of it. Bring back FPL. Pure FPL. Give me the goals. Give me the assists. Give me the fun times. I don't want the bloody DC. But yeah, Marmoush did the job. He didn't rely on DC. He got the bonus points. He scored a goal. That's what we buy FPL players for. This season, unfortunately, we've had to adjust our brains into picking blokes that just either get blocks, get ball recoveries, get clearances, get interceptions. It's just... That's not football. I don't watch football to watch that crap. But anyway, that's my rant for the DC over this week. On to this week's pubcast differentials. Now, Gibbs White is an interesting one. Now, Trig's gone for Gibbs White. I'm not so sure about this one. I mean, he hasn't really been doing much. He's probably lost penalties as well, because I think in midweek, Nottingham Forest had a penalty, and it wasn't Anderson that took it. It was someone else. I can't remember. I read about it this morning. It's completely evaded me who took it. But someone else took the penalty. It wasn't Gibbs White. I'm sure Gibbs White was on the field. Maybe someone that watched it can let me know, but I'm pretty confident I'm correct. So if he's not on penalties and the way that Nottingham Forest are playing, I don't think he's a good pick. Sorry, Trig. Trig's been on a horrendous run with these differentials as well. On to Brobby. I like this one. He obviously features in the 1 week punts for the forwards this week. Nightmare, I think, is on to a winner this week. He didn't like picking Brobby because obviously he's a Sunderland player and he's a Newcastle fan, but sometimes in life you just got to sit there and roll with it. On to Eva Nilsson. A lot of talk about Eva Nilsson. I owned him at the beginning of the year and he didn't out. And I thought he was going to be really good. At the start of the year, I thought Eva Nilsson, that's why I picked him. I picked Eva Nilsson, Bowen, and Watkins. Those are my front 3 to begin the season. And all 3 of them to begin the season were rubbish. Eva Nilsson, rubbish. Bowen, rubbish. Watkins, horrendous. So maybe I'm scarred by the fact I owned him for about 4 weeks and I was like, this dude is just an absolute fraud. But I don't feel like he's going to be on penalties because I've watched him take penalties and they're horrendously bad. Yes, he might do something against Wolves, but Wolves are at home. Like, Wolves are at home. They're not going to be that bad. They're really not going to be that bad. Lafie, I mean, this is Gary's take on the differentials. I look at who's playing Fulham. This was his exact words on the pubcast. I'm just going to repeat them for everyone in case they missed it. Gary's exact words. Look at who's playing Burnley, then look at review to find the top-rated bloke that's under 5% owned. That's Gary's... I mean, it's working out, right? Like, let's be fair to the man. He has been getting good picks. But I feel like it's more dumb luck than actual skill. But, I mean, Burnley is a nice fixture to target, and it is actually at home. It shouldn't be away. I don't know why it says away, but it's at home. And Lafie is on penalty. I mean, he shouldn't be on penalties. I mean, the last penalty he took was absolutely horrendous, so I'm not sure about that. Will Foden score against Tottenham? Wouldn't have thought so. On to Esteval. Now, I don't mind the Esteval pick. I have a feeling, though, he gets benched. I really feel like he gets benched. There's just something about Chelsea. I can't. It's so hard to pick their players. They just consistently keep on getting benched, and for that reason, it's really hard to encourage people to go there because I'm not convinced by any of them. I'm just not. The minutes is such a problem for me, and the fact that Rossinier has shown that he's worse than Maresca for like rotating the team, and that is never ideal. On to Ahmad. Ahmad's been great since he's been back from AFCON. He was great before he went to AFCON. His underlying numbers are really good as well. And I think he's probably going to play 90 minutes against Fulham. And I reckon he's probably going to return. Sorry, Colm. I mean, it's a sorry Colm stream tonight, isn't it? I mean, I'm literally taking the crap out of Fulham. Wait till we get the score predictions a little bit. It's even worse for poor Colm. All right, on to the thing you can beat the D-Unit League. I'm up to my highest placing of the season, 622. I'm almost over. I mean, I'm not even in the top half yet, which just goes to show how amazing all you people are that actually watch the channel, and how bad I've been this year and how slow I've actually risen up the ranks. The A team is still leading the way, 1,115 points. Unfortunately, he's no longer leading the overall. He's down to number 5. He's had a couple of rough weeks. Hopefully he can turn it around this week. The lowest score this week, unlucky, good as now, 19 points. I mean, this is probably why you got 19 points, because your last name is Simpson. Sorry to break it to you, Richard. I don't know if you're related to Bart Simpson, but that might be why you've got 19 points. Maybe you're too busy watching The Simpsons last week and picked the dud team. Onto the bench disaster. Preenov. This happens every week. I see 30 points on the bench plus every single week. I'm just glad it hasn't been me that wins this award yet, because I've got a sneaky suspicion at some point it will be me. It just hasn't been me yet, and I feel like that's just more pure luck than anything else. Sharpest trader, made a steal. Well done to Omar, plus 20 points. You guys, I mean, he's killing it there. Hit hero. Give me some kudos. I mean, Spurs could do with some kudos. He took a hit, plus 16 points from the hit. We're obviously down to minus 12. Well done to Case there. No Chip Warrior, also as well as the manager of the week, was Ethan. Guna win this. I mean, and you get 69 points with your name called Guna win this. I mean, that's pretty funny when you think about it. It cracked me up. When I looked at that, I was like Luke sometimes sits there, and like I sent him the thing, and he creates the trophy, right? So the trophy Luke does, I take no credit for that. I just put it on this slide. I couldn't help but laugh. And Luke would sit there sometimes and go, are these actual legit team names? And I'm like, yeah, believe it or not. One move king, the Arsenal lads. Unfortunately, I don't think he brought in Bruno Fernandes in this move. But anyways, John Haniva, whatever your name is. Well done, John. Plus 12 points from your one move. That would have felt very nice. The transfer tangle and the painful hit, though, is couldn't you believe it? I mean, could you believe it? Couldn't you believe it when the Cunha went in and the D-Unit lost the plot in the live watch along last week? I couldn't believe it. But unfortunately for Neil, minus 15 points with a hit from your transferred moves. That is rough. That's really rough. Unlucky, Neil. Hopefully it's not you in that spot next week. Hopefully it's not me, because I've taken a hit this week as well. So memes of the week, I mean, it has to be the Arsenal bottle job. It's officially commenced. We're 23 game weeks in. We've got 15 to go. And Arteta's already getting the next vintage bottle ready to go with the 2026 run-in. Like, there's no other way of describing it. I mean, like, Ahmad's even saying basically be humble because you're relying so much on set pieces. I thought that one was funny. Like, all these ones just got shared in the main group this week. We were denied 3 corners when it was a corner, so who knows what happens if we get those decisions. I mean, that's the kind of nonsense Arteta spittles out of his mouth, right? Like, if they're not getting corners, the game plan's toast. And yeah, me getting ready for my streams, I'm literally... It's really weird. I pre-streamed before and there was no buffering, and it's been not too bad, but it's definitely not been flash. It's like, so I ended that. Must just do something at this time of the day. I don't know. Anyways, that's me. Michael Carrick's going to be holding up the trophy. 2 wins on the bounce. That bloke, the United Strand, is going to be winning five games in a row. He's already booked in at the barber. Booked in at the barber, ready to go. I don't know why I shared the Donald Trump one, other than the fact that obviously I don't want to go to the United States anytime soon. They're probably going to ban me from entry, and as soon as they're going to bring up this video or this stream and basically say, well, you made Donald Trump look like that. I didn't make him look like that. Sorry, Donald. Someone else did that, and Luke said you had to share this piece of art. So I'm sharing the piece of art of you being a zombie. James McAtee, sorry, brilliant. I just saw that in the chat. Very good. No flag players benched instead. Yeah, that was the key last week. Like, there was no flag players, but everyone had like people being benched. I mean, it was a benching week last weekend, and I feel like this weekend might be more of the same. Like, the Carabao Cup semi-finals are going to be very important for certain teams, particularly Chelsea, particularly Newcastle, and particularly Man City. So I feel like there's going to be a rotation there, and obviously, just expect disappointment from Phil Foden at the moment because he's just going to be disappointing. I don't see any world. He looks completely like he's back to the form from last season. And last season's form was horrendous outside of that 5-game purple patch. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's his season done. Maybe, I mean, Jack Grealish is obviously having a foot surgery, so he's not going to the World Cup. Maybe Phil Foden's cooked and that's about it as well. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But, yeah... How do you stay so modest? Don't know, Cole. Really don't know. All right, on to the card calls from Game Week 23 now. It went 50-50 last week. Semenyo, Bruno F, Wilson and Chalobah, they all beat their respective rivals, but unfortunately, Haaland, Hall, DCL Unit and Mukiele did not. It's now on a horrendous record of 74 correct for the season, 23 draws and 89 wrong. And it started the season off so well. It's getting poorer and poorer as the weeks go on. It's just the way, unfortunately, it seems to be going, and I don't know why that's the case. It just happens to be that it's just going that way, unfortunately, and it's one of those sad things in life. So the Cards team, the Cards actually made 2 transfers this week. It's got horrendous team value. It's down to 5.6 million. It got 31 points in Game Week 23, which will probably make a lot of people feel a lot better about how their own teams went. It's got 0.9 million in the bank. And look, the Cards team has gone completely bonkers. It's ignored Bruno. It's ignored Mbumo. It's bought in Cunha for Foden. And it's turfed out for Fana, who's been horrendous. And it's bought in Slabhead Harry Maguire. So Maguire is in. And so is Cunha. Cunha's the captain and Maguire's the vice captain. It's playing a 5-3-2. It's playing a proper Christmas tree. I mean, imagine if Cunha actually bangs and it's Bruno and Mbumo the blank. I mean, the card will be onto a heater, but I can't see it myself. It's obviously got Shrewsbury Hall, Thiago, Wilson and Dubravka on the bench. I mean, if the card can finish in the top 50% of teams, I think it's had a good season. Because there's no rhyme or reason behind these decisions other than the fact that it's just pure and utter luck. Yes, it is lagging a little bit, Murat. I've noticed that of late. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not going to stop midstream to fix it, but I'll upload the unbuffered version at the minute. I think it's just the time of night, to be honest with you, more than anything else. And probably Elon Musk realising I was taking the piss out of Donald Trump before to shut me down. All right, random card questions this week. Remember, if it lands on the left, that way up, it is a yes or a no. Sorry, a no that way, a yes that way. Haaland and City to blank versus Spurs. Apparently, the card reckons that's a no. Will Everton away clean sheet run continue? Now, Everton have been very good away from home of late in terms of keeping clean sheets. The card reckons it will continue. New Dirty Dom owners to be disappointed. Please say yes. Yes. Brilliant. Fantastic. Will Arsenal or Chelsea double? Oh, wow. Okay. The card reckons Chelsea are going to overturn the deficit. Maybe the Arsenal bottle job really is on. Apparently the card reckons Chelsea are going to double, not Arsenal. Is triple United attack a good option from Gameweek 25? Apparently the answer to that is no. Will this be another low-scoring average week in general? The answer to that is also no. Man United to win 3 games on the bounce. Which, I can't remember the last time we won 3 games on the bounce. Wow, the card reckons that's not happening either. Maybe it is going to be paying for the D-Unit on Sunday night, which is painful to think about. Will Dorleyton finish top of the Footium League? Apparently, yes. I mean, it said no to Salth Park last week. I've given it a different question this week, so I'll be interested to see if it's right on that one. D-Unit hit green arrow streak to continue. Please be yes. Wow, so no. Apparently my green arrow streak taking hits is going to come to a horrible end. This is no good. No good. You should have this banner next to you. I'm not sure what that's next to you. Maybe it's a different thing. Oh, it's a different emblem. I've just seen. I don't know why it's done that. It's a weird, weird. Very weird. All right, where are we? So, card calls for Game Week 24. Remember, one on the left, that way up, that one on the right, that way up. Rogers versus Semenyo, which I feel like was something I was toying up for Verts this week. It's going with Morgan Rogers. Mukiele versus Tarkowski. It's going with Mukiele, not a surprise. Bruno Fernandes versus Mbumo. This is an interesting one. It's going with Mbumo. DCL unit versus Declan Rice. Wow, I thought about that. I was almost landed. It's gone with Declan Rice. Verts versus Wilson. Now, this one's really important because for me and my own team, I'll have a look at my own team in a second. This is problematic for me. Verts versus Wilson. It's going with Verts, so I've got it right at the moment according to the card. Cash versus Thiago. This is for the bloke that sent that in. It's gone with Thiago. Bowen versus Chalobah. Wow, it's going with Jared Bowen. And João Pedro versus Enzo Fernandez. And I can't believe it, the card's going with João Pedro in that one. So some interesting calls there. Read into what you want. I mean, the card hasn't been in good form of late on this show. So maybe just show it some disregard and carry on with whatever the hell you're going to do in the first place. So the Yoda Murat segment, game. I said happy birthday already to Marcus and Mohammed last week, but again, happy birthday. There was no new birthdays this week from what I've been sent by Murat. So if there is, I apologise. Murat sleeping at the wheel. Game week 23 winners, though, there were 5 of us. So Creed, Mark, Colm, Gadsby, and the D-Unit, of course, with 2 out of 10 accurate score predictions. I mean, I've won this, I think, since we've been covering it in this segment at least 3 times. So I've obviously... Rob T should just probably give me a ring on the blower and I can tell him what the scores are going to be and maybe what the odds should be for like clean sheets, goals for the games and stuff like that. Because it turns out it looks like I'm more accurate than he is. So team selection for Game Week 24. This is how we're lining up. We are going with a 5-4-1 and obviously the big question I've got at the moment is the bench. So I was doing the math on this earlier. So I've actually got 14.8, 20.9, 25.4 million pounds worth of players on my bench this week. 25.4 million pounds worth of players, which is insane. I don't get how that is possible, but that's where we are. And I'm not sure. I look at it and I go, it's not a good week for a bench boost. Like Aston Villa away for Thiago, not ideal. Chelsea away for Bowen, not ideal. Wilson away at Man United, not ideal. I feel like if you think about the fixtures and how they should potentially play out, and we'll have a look at my predictions in a minute, I feel like I've got the benching order correct. But trying to work out whether it's going to play out the same way, and it hasn't really this season, it's all been about games that haven't played out the way that we've thought that they would play out. So it is difficult in that respect. I just got to hope I bloody well got it right this week. But yeah, I'm expecting more points on the bench. I'm expecting some of my players probably to just ruin some of my other assets, like Bowen to ruin my double Chelsea defence. I wouldn't be surprised. Last time I benched Bowen, I remember him getting a 9-pointer. So I'm almost resigned to it already, but I feel like this is the week. If I'm ever going to play a back five, it has to be this week with these fixtures. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to hope for the best. I'm hoping for 5 bloody clean sheets. If I get 5 bloody clean sheets, I'm on for a huge bloody green arrow. I can tell you that much. Harry bloody Wilson can stay on the bench in that case. So on to my score predictions then for game week 24, and this is what we're looking at. So I'm going for a 1-1 draw, Brighton versus Everton. I feel like Tarker's going to get that classic 4-point return there. Leeds versus Arsenal, I'm going for an Arsenal win. I feel like the pressure is building there on Arteta, but I feel like potentially they can get it back. Arsenal win this 2-0. Wolves versus Bournemouth, I'm going with a Wolves win. I'm going with a Hwang double. A Hwang double for the Colt. A Hwang double for the Colt. Yeah, a Hwang double. Chelsea versus West Ham. I'm going for a Chelsea 2-0 win. I'd say that with zero confidence. Zero confidence, or I'm just hoping that bloody Chalobah gets a goal and he's one of the goal scorers, because that would be pretty legendary. And I feel pretty good about not buying a Chelsea attacker then. In terms of Liverpool-Newcastle, I'm predicting this will be the game of the weekend. 2 teams that can't defend. 2 teams post-midweek football. 2 teams that don't know how to win either. This has, I like to think it's got 3-3 written all over it, but these teams do quite often play stupidly high-scoring games. So I'm going 3-3 in that game, and we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. In terms of Aston Villa versus Brentford, I'm going with an Aston Villa win, but I feel like Brentford will score a goal. Then the big one, we'll come to the big one last. We're going Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Lots of people think that Nottingham Forest is going to take care of the business. I'm not as convinced. And then Spurs versus Man City. I also don't... I feel like I've watched too much City of late to think that they're in good form. And I feel like Spurs get something from the game. I don't think Spurs win. Like, normally they do win against Man City. I think they might draw this game. And then Sunderland versus Burnley. Sunderland surely bring home the cookies on Monday Night Football. And then let's talk about the big result. The big result. Manchester United 5, Fulham 1. Man United 5, Fulham 1. It's quite possible. It really is quite possible that this game bangs. So I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I think that Man United get the business done. I feel like there's multiple goals there for Bruno Fernandes, for Brian Mbeumo, for probably Ahmad, for Cunha, the whole lot of them. I feel like it's just going to be goals galore. And for that reason, I think it's just something to get excited about. So with a little bit of luck, that's exactly how it's going to play out. But yeah, those are my score predictions for Game Week 24. And we just hope that we continue on. We hope that we continue on, and with a little bit of luck, hopefully we can do exactly that. So on to my hot takes then for Game Week 24. Man City versus Spurs. Can the curse be broken? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Part of me says that Spurs will continue on their merry way. I'm just not convinced. I still think I'll be avoiding Haaland to be safe as captain. There is a world where he gets benched again as well, but I don't think that will happen. I think he starts this week against Spurs, but I've got no confidence in the man at the moment. Man United to fully insert themselves into the title race, lock it in now. Bowen and Wilson to just have the weekend off for the D-Unit. Like, just leave the points at home. Bring back the points in Game Week 25 this week. If you could just have a rest, have a little snooze, have a lie down, maybe get yourselves ill. Don't get yourselves ill because that's not fun on anyone. But just if you could just sit there and have an off day, I'd feel much better about life. Defenders to once again to dominate the attacks of the Premier League teams. I think this week as well, you could easily play 5 at the back this week. Like, that's why I've got 5 at the back this week as well. So yeah, that's essentially where I'm at. Dirty Dom and Virgil to resume normal service. By normal service, I mean blanks. They had a bit of a field day last weekend together, and they had a bit of a field day midweek in the Champions League. I do believe they're going to come back, hopefully crashing back to earth. So with a little bit of luck, hopefully that will happen. Liverpool versus Newcastle, I think, as I said before, that will be the game of the game week. I don't see a world where it doesn't go as planned. And will we see Arsenal bottle again? Will we see Arsenal bottle it again? I don't think so. I don't think we'll see a bottle job this weekend. I feel like they'll get the business done against Leeds and it'll be fine. The cards rank is horrendous, 5.6 million. I've just read that comment. That's hilarious. Anyways, I'm going to start answering some of your questions. We're 5 minutes away. Actually, no, before we do that, lastly, the update on the Footium League at the moment. There are 5 teams, one of them being mine, which obviously can't win, that are perfect. So Flutter City is currently leading the other teams, which are Salter United, Boscombe and Watton. So whoever you are, make sure you keep rotating your squad. Hopefully you get a little bit lucky. It very well could come down to goal difference. Now, Luke has overtaken Murat in terms of the best admins in the league. So Luke's Newbury Albion has literally smoked Murat's out of the week this week. He scored 59 goals. He's actually the top scorer through the first 11 games. That's obviously prior to Salth Park playing tonight. Maybe we can hit 9 goals in the live watch long that's about to happen. But I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see who wins the shirt. I'm very excited to send a shirt out and get a third shirt into the world. Obviously, Jack, who quite often comes on the deadline streams and the live watch longs, he's actually got a D-Unit shirt because he won the Club World Cup competition and the league. So I'm excited to get another one of these out there. Footium are very excited as well. And also, they've given a special offer. So anyone that is actually playing, if you upgrade and actually buy your club, they're going to send you 5 free coaching sessions and a bronze player. And if you somehow manage to win the league, they're going to send you a silver player. And a silver player is worth more than actually winning the comp. So FYI, if that's enticing you, I'm not sitting there not trying to encourage anything. I just want to see a good league. And I'm actually really enjoying how much you guys do. I've watched so many people's games like that are on during the day that I'm actually awake for, and it's really exciting. And anyway, there goes my alarm for the Footium watch along. 4 minutes until we start. So yeah, we're ready to go. Nice one card. The card, people are liking the card. There we go. I mean, you can tell I don't lie when I do the card flips because some of these ones I do not agree with, and it's just one of those things. So yeah, keep your questions coming in. We're going to go over the live Footium watch along in about 4 minutes time. So I'm going to start answering some of your questions now while we wait for that. And before I head over to there, I am going to wrap up the actual recording of this because that way I can upload it later for people that listen back on audio on Spotify and Apple Music, wherever the hell you listen from. Yes, there was some great artwork, legit. Trump, Douglas Louise worth a punt. Now, I used to own him as an Aston Villa asset, and he just didn't get the business done for me. So not for me. What happened to my spanner? You've now got I don't even know what that is. It's a block, a blue block. I can say what I like. Love it. He's on mute yet. Love it. I think I'm rolling this week. Gives me 2 free transfers next week. How do you stay so modest? Love it. Anderson wasn't on field though, so might be on pens. True. I'll keep Semenyo this week. I wouldn't move him. Yeah, I wouldn't move him either. Semenyo's not a sell. He's just a hold for the foreseeable future, really. Arsenal have to lose 4 games. United not drop a single point. Yeah, I think Arsenal can drop multiple points between now and the end of the season. They've still got to play Man City. They've still got to play a bunch of teams again. So I feel like they're going to get distracted with Europe and all this, and I feel like they will drop points. Got my wipe some beer and watching the bear. Thank you very much. Sticking with Gorm for now, but should I just go with the crowd and Boomo, Rogers, Enzo? Yeah, I don't mind it. Honestly, you can't go wrong too far with that. D-Unit, thoughts on benching Gabriel? Yeah, I don't mind it. I could get on board. I've actually looked at benching Timber this week in order to get one of my forwards or midfielders on. I'm just not sure about it. I feel like there's a week just to play 5 at the back, and this might be it for me. I want to see how it goes. If it goes poorly, it goes poorly. If it goes well, then I look like a genius. DCL captain, if you're brave, if you're very brave, if you're feeling it, why not? Yeah, legit. Keep your questions coming in. I'm going to head over to the Footium watch on in a second. Szoboszlai versus Thiago. I'll flip that. Szoboszlai versus Thiago. Oh, wow. I've done something there. There we go. Let's get out of that. It's gone with Szoboszlai. Can you believe that? Anyway, we're on to the live Footium watch along now. We're 2 minutes away from starting here as well. So I'm going to keep reading your questions during this We're going to keep watching. For whatever reason, the stream seems to be about 5 minutes behind where I was recording. So I'm literally reading people's comments. I feel like 5 minutes in the past, which feels a little bit weird. Anyways, in terms of the captaincy, I'm going to close that poll as well while we're talking about it. So Bruno and Mbumo as captain has come out on top with 56% of the vote. Haaland or Semenyo versus Spurs, 24%. Someone else, 12%. And Gabriel or Rice versus Leeds, 8%. That's quite low, really. Got Donner in goal. Would you double up on City defence? No, I would definitely not be doing that. I'd play Tarkowski, I'd reckon. Guys, remember my message when I tell you that Bruno blanks this week? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he does. We'll have to wait and see. My birthday on Sunday, the big 51. Rob, happy birthday for Sunday, buddy. Hopefully, Man United can get you a win with a little bit of luck. My analysis model predicts that 100% chance Bruno blanks. I hope so for City. Mate, you got to love it. Actually, I just got to quickly check that my team is actually set up in the correct manner here while we start. We're about 1 minute away from the Footium watch-along getting going. I need to quickly... All right, and on that note, I'm going to smash the record button. Anyone that's listening on audio, please give us 5 stars. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Hopefully a little bit of luck here. It was kind of good fun. And I'll see you all tomorrow for the deadline stream if you are listening along on audio. All right, we should be ready to go. The team is locked. Sam Frost is actually making his full debut for Salth Park tonight. Scott Frost, sorry. Can't even get his bloody name right. Anyways, hopefully this goes well. And we're ready. Have a good one, Rob. I'll tell you, Gabriel will not score Bruno so we can fair himself, sir. All right, where is this game? It's about to hopefully load up with a little bit of luck. 5 years behind, love it. All right, here we go. Footium Watch Along is officially live. View match. All right, let's get straight into it. What can the boys do? That's me, buddy. Yep. All right, yeah, keep your questions coming in. I'm doing the Footium Watch Along while we're doing it at the moment anyway, and hopefully the team starts well. I mean, what are these guys? I mean, these guys are playing the exact same formation as me. Oh, we've got a goal early. Galvez with a 4th minute goal. The D-Unit Salth Park take the lead straight out the gate. And it's 1. I mean, it didn't take long for 1-0, but that's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. Captain Gabriel. It's going to be interesting when people catch up with this because I feel like, for whatever reason, I'm like watching this stream back and we're still looking at my team. I feel like I'm 5 minutes in front. Green Arrow, Captain Gabriel. Yeah, I don't know about that. Footium Watch Along is on. Yes, it's on. Do you maybe just bench Haaland? Yeah, I don't know. There's risk involved with doing that. And I mean, I don't fancy Thiago and I don't fancy Bowen over Haaland this week. So for that reason, it makes no sense to play either of them. Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense for me. This is bad. You got to go bloody tax return, mate. Tax returns are a pain in the ass, aren't they? They really are. If I bring in Timber, he's another benched or dirty lead score. Benching Bowen and playing Tark away to Brighton is mental. Yeah, maybe. But then I'm playing double Chelsea defence. I mean, am I really hoping that Bowen scores? That doesn't feel good either, right? Anytime, my friend, anytime. Here we go. Corner. Jordanov. What can he do? I mean, I'm playing all these blokes that don't normally get a game today, so I'm hoping they do the business pretty easily, but you can always get a little bit unlucky in Footium. I've seen some weird results. I was on the back of one this week as well where I ended up drawing. It was a shocking draw. I mean, I conceded 3 goals all season. I conceded 4 in one game. I was like, what do you mean? Giving stupid fouls away here as well. That's never ideal. I hope you have a good one. Get the tax return done quickly and do something enjoyable. Have a good one. Yep, exactly. Hopefully it was a good one. I mean, 10 minutes. I actually deregistered Revis from Dorleyton to fill in tonight. Like, I'm actually probably going to send him back after this game. I've cooked so many of my players in terms of training. I was concerned I wouldn't be able to field it. Like, as you can see there, Revis, Boyer, and Curtis, they're all like kind of low as it is before we even start the game. Like, it's not ideal. You want to start them closer to 90% mark rather than anything else. Sam Frost hasn't it? I mean, Scott Frost. I can't even get his bloody name right. Here we go. He's finally touched the ball. What's he doing touching the ball back there in the defensive half, the idiot? I think City blows Spurs away and the curse, yep. Wow, 5-1 and 3-3. I'm surprised. I benched Timber last week and it worked out well. Gordon to finally score, potentially. Shave your eyebrows. Oh, settle down, Luke. Settle down. Settle down. I mean, I might shave my eyebrows if we don't score more than a couple of goals in this bloody Footium watchalong. It's going to be disappointing if it doesn't. I mean, look, why are we conceding shots from there? How's this guy getting a shot? Sloppy defending. I mean, I'm playing the second string defense outside of Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm playing two legendaries in this game. We should be doing a much better job than what we've started through the early doors here. The City team are not a patch on the teams of recent years. I would agree with that sentiment as well. I mean, this is really annoying. They've got an Alves and I've got an Alves as well, which is really annoying. Is Alves? I mean, no, I've got a Galvez. They've got an Alves. I've got a Galvez. I mean, I had the same thing happen earlier today. Bloody two bloke. I mean, I've had Visser in goal, and his bloody brother was in goals for the opposition. Oh, here we go. Curtis. Useless bastard. Oh, another shot. Another save. There's some poor finishing yet again, as usual. I swear, some days I just can't buy a goal in this game. Literally can't buy a goal. Who gets their haircut first? Dean? I think he gets a cut first because I'm not getting my haircut for another 4 weeks. So in 4 weeks' time, I'm probably going to get my haircut for the first time since I had it done. I think that's the plan. I've got to go back to get it checked in another 4 weeks. I went back, wasn't last week? No, not last week, the week before, and it's gone pretty well. Happy birthday for Sunday. Now, yeah, I agree. Murat, blame Murat for that. He should have been onto it. He's sloppy. Well, I said, Murat, is there any new birthdays this week? And he said, no, there's none. He forgot that it's February tomorrow. Well, no, yeah, tomorrow. Oh boy, I mean, what are these idiots doing? You're right, Joseph. Too reliant on Haaland, but they still have lots of brilliant players. Yep, they do. This is sloppy. I feel like every time I do a watch along with this, I feel like it either goes one of two ways. Either I smoke the opposition, it's high scoring, or my team makes really hard work of it. There's no in between. I feel like we took an early lead, and since then it's just been, I mean, what are we on now? We've had 3 shots to 1. I mean, this shouldn't be happening. The other team haven't even fielded a decent side, and I should be smoking them. Still a good team, but yep. Let's hope that they can turn it around here. Come on, Galvez, do something, you slob. It's like having Dirty Dom in your team. Just doesn't get the business done. Too reliant on bloody set pieces. Look at this. How they got the ball in the box. I don't understand what's going on. This is not one of them dodgy games, isn't it? It's going to be one of them dodgy games. Dodgy watch-alongs. It's really annoying because both teams have very similar emblems as well. I keep thinking I've got the ball and I haven't got the ball. Unless I recognise the player name. All right, here we go. Another free kick. How many free kicks have we got in this game? I've done nothing with them. Jordanov keeps taking the free kicks. That dude's useless on free kicks. Is that a penalty? Who's that for? Oh, here we go. This has got to be a shot. Boyer's got to shoot from here. Oh, and another block. Are you kidding me? Hunter. Another save. Too much buffering. Yeah, 5 of them. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure what's going on with the buffering at the end. Anyways, we might hold it there because I feel like it's just about to get to one. Actually, we might do this. Let's see if we can do this really quickly. I'm going to try doing this in the middle of the stream. Let's see if it works. It worked the other time, so we're going to give it a go. Actually, no, we're not going to give it a go because I feel like this is going to just completely kill it. And I need to be able to watch the game while I'm doing this. All right, let's have a look. So, man, you know, I'd make a signing or two. Tight wads. Yeah, exactly. Nothing compared to when they had David Silva, Aguero. Yep. I'm not sure what... Like, the buffering got worse the longer that stream went on. It was weird. It was fine. I ran a prior stream before, private, and it lasted. There was no buffering at all. None. Galvez. Oh, another block. Millingston a 2-0 up. I'll have to listen back as people have been reading Orange Food Piss. You're not allowed to score on 2 goals and Footium. Only 1-0 up. Oh, there's a goal. 2-0. 2-0. I don't know who got the goal, but what? Oh no, I scored. I thought I conceded. I was like, are you kidding me? I've not conceded. Jordanov finally did some business. I mean, Jordanov and Galvez, goal and assist each. That's more like it. We want more goals. More goals. I mean, Ray's normally gets forward a lot more than what he's getting forward here at the moment. Pause, go to Wildcard. It's all good afterwards. When you watch City a few years ago, when you watch goals, how did a team made of DMs? Left backs now for 17 points is beyond me. Mad. I mean, yes, it is luck of the draw in terms of us. I think what team you get given and what players you get given. Some people, I mean, I actually signed up. I think one of the teams called, I think it's Marley Athletic. Marley Athletic is also a team I just signed up to see if I could win with a caretaker team, and I can't. I'm literally far out. I conceded another shot there. What's going on here? I've drawn and lost the game in that game with that team. I mean, I got dealt. Like I feel your pain. I feel like I got a lot of dub people's either. You can play it for free for the season, and then you can buy your club if you want. Start playing Footium now. How many points do I need to win this thing? You could get lucky. You could get given a caretaker team that has won every game. Like, it's possible. Like, some teams just exist and they've got every and they've won all their games. It's quite possible.